When you hear the name The Rock, you think dominance, charisma, power. But when he met Alexander Usyk, the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, something shifted. Because this wasn't just two icons crossing paths. It was a collision of two energies, one forged in Hollywood and one in the fires of real combat. What followed wasn't just a sparring session. It was a revelation. Dwayne Johnson came away from that moment saying, "This dude's a killer." Not metaphorically, not playfully, literally. Because when you share space with Usyk, you feel something different, something ancient. And this entire story, from The Rock's awe to Derek Chisora's comparisons, to even Usyk's own humility, paints a picture of a man who doesn't just win fights. He transcends them. This is The Rock reacts to sparring with Usyk. This dude's a killer. A look into why no matter what he's facing, anytime, anywhere, Usyk always finds a way to win.
I told you this when I locked up with him and I felt his embrace in this lockup. I knew this is a bad dude.
The Rock's first moment with Usyk wasn't about punches or power. It was about presence. He said the second he locked up with Usyk, he knew he was dealing with a bad dude. And this wasn't some hype talk. This was The Rock, one of the toughest and most composed figures in the world, admitting that the Ukrainian champion radiated something primal. Usyk doesn't look like a monster. He's not the towering heavyweight with the shredded physique that screams intimidation. He's calm, almost soft-spoken, deceptive in his body language.
And don't let, because you know, some dudes look like, oh, that guy's a killer.
Yeah.
His body is shit right. And some dudes like Usyk can be a little deceptive, right? Just how he looks.
Yeah.
But when he locks up, that deception becomes reality.
But that's what makes him terrifying. Because when The Rock said that deception becomes reality, he meant that once Usyk engages, even in a simple clinch, every ounce of that deceptive exterior vanishes, replaced by raw, controlled dominance. It's a unique kind of power. Not chaotic, not loud, but aware. The Rock felt it the instant Usyk touched him. The posture, the grounding, the precision of a man who doesn't waste energy. And in that moment, The Rock wasn't Dwayne the entertainer. He was Dwayne the student, standing face to face with a man who bends the rhythm of combat itself. That's what separates Usyk. His energy shifts the room. He doesn't need to shout, pose, or flex, because his silence does the talking. It's not arrogance, it's awareness. The Rock realized that when you're in front of Usyk, you don't just fight a boxer. You face a storm that's learned to smile before it strikes.
And, you know, we didn't cut away. Benny didn't want to cut away. He came to me early and said, hey,
when The Rock talked about his sparring with Usyk, one thing stood out. He did it for real. No cuts, no stun dobles, no retaques. Director Benny said, "I want only you." And The Rock agreed. That meant he'd be in the ring with actual fighters, taking hits, feeling the real danger, and getting humbled in the process. That's when Usyk stepped in. Imagine that. A Hollywood megastar, used to choreograph punches, now standing across from the undisputed heavyweight champion, who doesn't fake anything.
I know you have great stunt doubles, but I'd like to only use you, which meant I'm gonna mix it up with these guys and get my ass kicked.
The Rock admitted it straight. He knew he was going to get his ass kicked. And that honesty tells you everything. Because he understood something most people don't. You can't act through intensity like that. Usyk doesn't know how to pull punches. Even when he's not fighting to hurt, there's a level of control, precision, and speed that's impossible to imitate. That's the difference between training and being. The Rock wasn't just mixing it up with a boxer. He was feeling what it's like to share energy with a master craftsman who's built his life on combat rhythm, that it's humbling and revealing. Because Usyk doesn't bring ego into it. He brings purpose. When The Rock said he wanted the authenticity, he got exactly that. A dose of reality that not only bruised the body, but reshaped his respect for the fight game.
He had just won. Now he's the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. He shows up on set. So he gets down on the ground and he's doing his boxing punches and you can't see it. When you're down on the ground and pound, you're wide and you're throwing like that. And so I'm just like, you know what, fuck.
The Impulsive podcast told a wild story. Usyk had just won the undisputed heavyweight title. He could have been celebrating, resting, doing interviews. But instead, he walks onto a movie set, drops to the floor and starts shadowboxing. No câmeras, no audience, no glory. Just work that's what blows people away. Because you'd expect a man at the top of the sport to coast, to enjoy the throne. But not Usyk. He was throwing punches like a hungry rookie, analyzing his movements, tweaking his form, never satisfied. That's when the crew realized greatness isn't loud, it's relentless.
I'm going in and I'm doing it and I get down and he's looking at me and this is what's amazing about him is he's watching and he's like, okay. And he goes in there and he does. Because I said to him, like, you're the heavyweight champion of the world. Your punches can't look like that.
Even when someone told him, you're the heavyweight champion of the world, Usyk didn't care. He didn't let the title dictate his behavior. That's what separates champions from legends. The refusal to stop improving, no matter how high you climb. And that's why The Rock, and anyone who's been near Usyk, speaks about him with that tone of reverence. Because he doesn't just fight, he lives the fight. Every breath, every movement, every spar. It's all a continuation of his purpose. That mindset is unbeatable.
Because I'm like, oh, this is a bad dude. And he's just, you could feel it in his legs and in his base. And then we start sparring at the top of our fight. You know, a couple of jabs out there. He is so fast. And you know, if one of these punches slips.
It's bad.
When The Rock talked about sparring with Usyk, he mentioned something subtle but chilling. You can feel in his base. His legs, his stance, his balance, it's all different. The man's body moves like a coiled spring, waiting to explode. The Rock said it clearly, he's so fast. That's what makes Usyk terrifying. His speed doesn't come from size, it comes from mastery. He's unpredictable. His rhythm breaks the pattern of conventional boxing. One jab, one step, one shift, and suddenly you're cornered without realizing it.
Everybody gets it wrong. You don't box this guy. It's like, how can I explain it to you in a way you understand? You can't box him.
Even The Rock, a man used to precision choreography, felt that danger. He said, if one of these punches slips, it's bad. That tells you how sharp Usyk is. His control of distance, timing, and accuracy are surgical. Then Derek Chisora added to it, you don't box this guy. Because you can't. Usyk isn't a puzzle you solve. He's a rhythm you survive. His movement, feints, and unpredictable angles turn fights into chess matches where only he knows the rules. And that's why he wins, not by brute force, but by mental dominance. The Rock felt it. Chisora confirmed it. Everyone who faces him walks away knowing Usyk isn't a man you outpunch, he's a man you can't touch.
He's great, he's amazing. He's like the white Muhammad Ali. He might not talk like Muhammad Ali, but he is the Muhammad Ali of the last generation.
When Derek Chisora compared Usyk to Muhammad Ali, it wasn't about imitation, it was about essence. Ali danced with grace, fought with soul, and spoke with poetry. Usyk, he fights with silence, but with the same artistry. He's the white Muhammad Ali, not because of style, but because of spirit. Chisora said Usyk doesn't talk like Ali, and that's true. Usyk's language isn't words, it's rhythm. But he embodies the same defiance, the same unshakable belief in movement, in agility, in winning with intelligence instead of brutality.
Who's the best boxer, in your opinion, right now?
European.
No, world. Best fighter
World.
in the world, yeah.
I think it's Terence Crawford.
Many believe it's you. Many believe you're the best fighter.
No, I'm not
No?
the best fighter of the world. It's Terence Crawford.
Terence Crawford, number one, yeah?
Yeah.
And then Usyk, in the most Usyk way possible, gets asked if he's the best fighter in the world. And what does he say? No, it's Terence Crawford. That humility, that refusal to claim superiority, that's exactly why he is one of the best. Because he doesn't need to tell the world. He lets the ring speak for him that it's rare. It's beautiful. And it's the reason he continues to win, anywhere, anytime. Because ego doesn't drive him. Purpose does.
Oh, I don't know who's next for Usyk, man. We got to get Usyk. We got to give him his flowers.
When Mark Wahlberg, Lennox Lewis, and The Rock himself all talk about you, you know you've reached something beyond fame. Wahlberg said it perfectly. We got to give Usyk his flowers. Because what he's done isn't just about titles. It's about integrity, character, and perseverance.
Good question. I mean,
when the guy retires, it's really down to him. He's got to feel that push that he wants to retire. But he can teach a lot of young boxers.
Lennox Lewis, a legend himself, spoke about retirement, about knowing when to stop. But even he couldn't help but praise Usyk's dedication, sacrifice, and heart. He said Usyk could teach young fighters everything, and he's right. Because Usyk isn't just a fighter, he's a living manual of what boxing should be. Grace under pressure, humility in victory, and discipline beyond limits. When Lennox tells you to retire on top, it's because he sees in Usyk a reflection of himself, a champion who doesn't need validation anymore, a man who's already done the impossible. And that's the core truth. No matter what he faces, any place, any time, any opponent, Usyk wins. Not because of size or power, but because his mind and spirit are already undefeated.